Mama Ruth was a well-known woman on Adiyemi Street. A respected church deaconess, a mother of three, and a food vendor who had been selling meals by the roadside for years. Every morning, she would rise before dawn, pray, and start cooking her meals, hoping that customers would come. But for a long time, sales were terrible. Days would go by without even selling half a pot of rice. Bills were piling up. Her three children were in boarding school outside the town, and school fees were long overdue. One day, she sat alone in her store, staring at her empty pots and whispering prayers, tears running down her face. Then came Mama Bola. Mama Bola was also a food vendor. Her store was just a few blocks away, and her business was booming. Customers lined up like ants at her shop, and she always had a smile on her face. Seeing Mama Ruth struggling, she came over one quiet afternoon and said gently, "Sister Ruth, you dey try, but if you really want to make sales, I know someone. He helped me too." Mama Ruth was hesitant, but desperation has a way of making people consider what they normally wouldn't. After church one evening, she followed Mama Bola through a narrow path behind the market to meet the man. He was an old herbalist with a calm, chilling presence. He handed Mama Ruth two things, a small calf charm to hang in front of her shop, and a vial of black powder. "Every morning," he said, "place the charm at your shop front. Then take a pinch of this powder, mix it with your food before selling. But listen carefully, no one from your family must ever eat that food. If they do, the consequence will be heavy." Mama Ruth was shaken, but she agreed. The next day, she followed the instructions, hung the charm, added the powder, and just like that, business changed. Her store was packed. People were praising her cooking. Money flowed. She paid debts. She gave large offerings in church. Even the pastor began to use her as an example of divine turnaround. But not everyone was convinced. Her neighbor, Aya Chioma, a fellow trader, quietly watched the sudden change. She was happy for Mama Ruth, but something didn't sit right. She warned her own children never to eat from Mama Ruth's store. "That kind of success no dey just fall from sky," she said. Weeks passed. Then one hot afternoon, something unexpected happened. Mama Ruth's eldest daughter, Busy, returned home from school. She had been sent home urgently to bring some final documents for her graduation. Tired, hungry, and dusty from the long journey, Busy arrived at the store while her mother was out at the market. She greeted the sales girl warmly. "Auntie's not around." "No, oh," the girl replied. "She go buy stock." "I'm so hungry," Busy said. "Please, give me small jollof rice and fish." Not knowing who Busy was, the sales girl dished her a plate. Busy sat, ate, and thanked her. A few hours later, the market was in chaos. Busy had collapsed by the roadside, clutching her stomach, vomiting blood. People gathered, screaming and shouting. Someone called Mama Ruth, who ran back with a basket of groceries in her hand. When she saw the crowd and saw her daughter lying there, pale and weak, she screamed in agony. She knew instantly what had happened. She left everything and ran straight to the herbalist's hut, falling to her knees. "Please, help me. It was a mistake. My daughter didn't know." The man looked at her without blinking. "There is only one solution," he said. "Confess what you have done publicly, and she may survive. But you will lose everything. No more charm. No more customers. No more wealth." Mama Ruth didn't hesitate. She turned and ran. But by the time she reached the shop again, it was too late. Busy was gone. Her body had been taken away by the ambulance. Her eyes still wide open in shock. Mama Ruth collapsed, screaming and wailing. The market was silent. Everyone stood frozen in disbelief. Through tears, she confessed everything. How she had used charms. How she had added strange powders to the food. How the condition was never to feed her own. But greed blinded her, and now her child had paid the price. The people were shocked, but not Aya Chioma. She simply shook her head and said, I talk something no dey right. Mama Ruth was arrested that same day. Her pastor came to the station to see her. He looked at her with sadness and said, Daughter, God forgives even the worst sins. But the consequences, we must carry them. From that day, everything changed on Adeyemi Street. People stopped buying from food vendors. Every household returned to home-cooked meals. And to this very day, no one is allowed to sell cooked food on that street again. They all remember what happened to Mama Ruth. And the charm that took her daughter's life. If you found this story powerful, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let this remind us that in the pursuit of success, shortcuts can cost us everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Stay safe. Stay honest.